everybody. So this video is called Relax and Unwind Pilates. So if you're feeling a little bit tense, tired, a bit run down, this is the video for you. So get a mat, parallel feet, sit up nice and tall and just roll down through the back, vertebra by vertebra, and then just release down. Make sure your feet aren't too far away, make sure you bring them up a little bit nearer towards you. And take your arms down by your side. And let's just start with a few breaths. So you're going to inhale for 4 counts. And exhale for 4 counts. It might be easier if I count with you. Inhale for 4 counts. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Off we go again. Inhale 1, 2, nice and wide into the ribs, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, inhale for 4, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the last one, we exhale for 6 counts. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Your breath should be nice and relaxed. Feel all 10 toes onto the mat, feel your heels onto the mat. And just start with some pelvic tilts. So pushing the lower back into the floor and going back to a neutral spine. Again, exhale. Pushing the lower back into the floor and back to neutral. Really giving that pelvis a really nice soothing massage as it tilts forward and back. One more time. Lower back into the floor. Try not to wobble your knees around and back to the centre. Push onto your hands, lengthen your arms away and come up into a very small shoulder bridge. You're going to connect with your glutes and you're just going to go halfway up only. Okay, this is my full shoulder bridge coming up a little bit higher, but I just want to go to midway here. So mould the spine back down into the mat as you go down and then arch the back to where it's comfortable for you. Okay, some people might not be able to arch their back very much. So we're just pain-free. And then imprint the lower back into the floor. Peel the spine off. Just halfway up. Connect with your abdominals. Ribs are down, not flaring up. And then mould the spine back down into the mat. And back to neutral or beyond neutral. We have one more time. Imprint the lower back into the floor. Peel the spine off. Connect with the glutes. That's halfway. We're now going up a little bit further. Be comfortable in your shoulder bridge. And then just take your right arm up to the ceiling and pop it back behind you. And then we're going to switch. Take your left arm up as the right arm comes up and right arm goes down. Left arm goes back. And we're going to switch, not moving anything else in the lower body. And switch. Just getting a little mobilisation into your shoulders. And switch. And last one. And switch. Reach. Can you keep the left arm behind you? Take the right arm to meet it. And then as as you mould that spine back down into the mat, let those arms come naturally up towards the ceiling, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And then just release them down by your side. A little bit wider than the mat. And then just drop your knees over to the left. And then over to the right. My windscreen wiper legs. And over to the left. And over to the right, keeping the torso facing the ceiling. One more time, once to the left. And one more time to the right, mobilising that lower back a little bit as well. And then come back with your knees pointing up to the ceiling. Swing your heels towards you a little bit more. Bring your right knee into your chest. And then slide the left leg away, so it's slightly bent. And then take your leg up to the ceiling and push out through your heel. So this is where, if you want to, if you do have a Dynaband, you put that heel into that Dynaband and you have a little bit of an extra stretch there. But don't worry if you don't have one, this is perfectly fine. Hands go behind the thigh. So holding it there, and you're going to exhale, bring that leg a little bit further in, and if your back allows it, and your leg isn't shaking, lengthen the other leg and straighten the left leg, flexing those feet. Now if you find you're here with bent knee, bend your left knee much more, and that will give you a little bit more leeway to straighten your leg. One more exhalation, bring that leg towards you. And then release it out, bend that knee into the chest. And then change legs. Bring the other leg in, drop the right foot on the floor, lengthen it away. But as you can see, I'm starting with a slightly bent knee here. And let's go with the left leg. So you can add your Dynaband if you want to. Flex that foot. This is the really hard bit because it's really getting into the stretch here. See if you can see your 5 toes when they're pointing down towards your shin. And then with an exhale, bring that leg in towards you a little bit more and see if you can lengthen the other leg away. Flex that foot. Don't worry if you can't. Keep it bent if it's more comfortable. And inhale. And exhale. Bring that leg in a little bit more. And if you've got your Dynaband, just gently pull the leg towards you. You're not yanking your leg towards you. Just a gentle stretch. And bend that knee. Hold on to the shin. And bring both knees in towards you. And just hold on to the knees and just give yourself an external rotation in the hip joint there. And then let's go the other way. 2 or 3. And release it out. So pop your feet back down, take your arms to the side and come into your tabletop position. I'm not pointing my feet, I'm not flexing my feet, just going to keep them relaxed. I'm going to put my hands behind my head. You can keep your head on the floor if you need to for this one. I'm going to open up my elbows, so I'm really opening up my chest here and slowly coming up. So I can feel my shoulder blades on the mat, so I'm not really coming up as high as I can. I'm just coming to my shoulder blade area here. Then I'm going to squeeze my knees and ankles together. Let's take the legs up to the ceiling and keep the left leg where it is. If it means slightly bending the knees for your comfort, that's absolutely fine. So as straight as you can if you want to. You're going to drop your right leg down, halfway. And then switch. We've just stretched the hamstrings, so this should feel quite nice, but it's also engaging your abdominals a little bit more. And a little bit quicker. Flex the feet, straighten the legs if you can, engage the abdominals, keep the shoulders away from your ears. Those more things to think about. And of course, breathing. Let's do 4 more. Try not to sink down with your upper body. Try and stay on your shoulder blade area. 2 and 1. This time, take the legs together and just give yourself some little circles here, out and in. Bring them up, round, down and in. If you want to, you just keep your head on the floor. Absolutely fine. As you can see, I'm not lowering my legs too low. And then I'm going to go the other way. Taking it down, round and up. Taking it down, round, exhaling on the way up. That's the effort, hardest part. Round and up. Last one. Down, round and up. And then release. Down. Bend the knees. And you're going to straighten the right leg and keep the left leg bent. Take the arms out to the side. So if you've got your left leg bent, you're going to take your arm up to the ceiling, your left arm. Your right leg stays straight, your right arm stays straight, but it's out to the side. And then we're just going to roll over, as though you're rolling over in bed. Drop that knee onto the floor and then pop your hand on top of the other hand. Take that left arm up to the ceiling. A little bit of a stretch here as you watch that arm go back, and automatically your knee will come off the floor and you'll slowly come back to that position again on your back. And banging into the wall, so I'll roll over a little bit. And then we're going to go the other way. So slide the other knee up to the ceiling, take the right arm up, drop over towards the other arm now. Let that right knee drop onto the floor, right hand drops onto the left hand, and then keep the knee on the floor as you open up that arm. Watch that arm with your eyes. Obviously you're going to watch it with your eyes, not your ears. And then as you take that arm down, your knee will come off and you're back to the centre again. We're going to do it one more time each side, and you'll find it a little bit easier this time. So lift up your left arm, drop over to the right, drop your left knee, move my grip, left knee onto the floor, and take your left hand onto your right hand. Now try and keep your left knee there on the floor as long as you can as you open up the arm. So you have a really nice stretch going across the chest. And then when you can't stretch anymore, your knee will come off and you'll sink back onto your back. Let's change legs. Last time now. Right arm up. Drop the right knee over. Right hand on top of the left hand. And then take that right arm up. Watch it go. Watch it until you can't stretch any further. That right knee is still on the floor for me. I pause a little bit in this position. Then my knee's going to come off and let me come back onto my back. And then I'm just going to hug my knees into my chest. Bring my nose to my knees. And then release down. I'm just going to zigzag onto my mat again. Slightly bend your knees. Take your arms up to the ceiling. And then on an exhalation, slowly come up, straighten the legs out and reach forward. But as you can see, I'm not reaching forward this way. I'm just reaching forward with my arms as I round my back like this. Then I'm going to come up into a lovely tall position. Watch my right arm as I twist to the right. And then watch my left arm as I twist to the left. No shifting of my legs. My legs are set in cement, they cannot move. And then I'm going to come back up to the centre, bend my knees again and roll down. Letting those arms just drop onto the mat as you roll back down. Taking those arms up one more time. Inhale. If you want to, go slightly beyond your vertical. And then as you exhale, round the spine, straighten the legs, reach for those toes, but make that lovely letter C. So it's as though I'm rolling back down, but I'm not. And then you're going to come up to a nice seated position. If it's easier for you to sit with your knees bent, sit with your knees bent. And then drop the right arm down, swing it back. And then drop the right arm. Drop the left arm. Swing it back. Nothing changing in the legs. Let's do that again. Drop the right arm, look at that right hand. Drop the right arm. And left arm goes down. And left arm goes forwards. Hold it there. Bend both knees slightly. Keep them bent. Relax the arms. Slowly coming back down. All the way down onto the mat. This time straighten the legs. Take the arms up. Take them back even further than you did before. I've got my feet flexed because I like to feel grounded into my heels. Some people like to relax their legs, that's fine. Don't over cramp up on your hip flexors and your thighs. And we do a full roll up now. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, you can come up onto your elbow if you need to. This time imagine you're holding somebody's hands and you're reaching forward. They're pulling you towards them. And then you're rolling back, halfway only. Halfway only. And then rolling back up. Somebody's pulling you forwards. And roll back, halfway only. Last one. And roll forwards. And we stay in this position here. We're going to do the same twist as we did just now, sitting in a nice tall position, but we now are bent over. Just going to take that right arm down and take it back. Right arm back, forward. Take it down. You're not twisting the upper body, just keep the body where it is. And down. Hold it there, and then just lift a little bit to the ceiling. Release down. Lift a little bit to the ceiling. Oh, that's nice. And release down. And then come up to a nice seated position here. Bend both knees. Hold behind the thighs. Knees together. Just give yourself a little bit of a massage in your back. Try not to pop the toes onto the floor. Lightly bend your knees. Your elbows. Your knees are already bent. And then last time, chin goes into chest. And hold it there, and then release. I'm going to come round now onto all fours. I don't want my hair falling into my face, so I'm just going to pop it up. So coming onto all fours now, in this position. And how does this feel in your back? So at the beginning of class we did a little bit of more of an arch than we normally do. So let's try and go into that arch position without letting your abdominals just hang out to the floor. Make sure you're connecting with your abdominals and arch that back just to where you're pain free, and look at the top of your mat. Engage your shoulders, so you're drawing your shoulder blades together, and then let's go the other way. Pubic bone comes forward, push onto those hands, drop the head down, hunch up the spine. And again, keep those hands on the floor, neutral, and then just go to where you feel comfortable. Looking at the top of the mat, drawing those shoulder blades down. And pubic bone comes forwards, round the spine, hunching up, so now you're opening up the shoulder blades. And then last time, come into a nice arch. And hunching up, pubic bone forward, dropping the head, pushing into the hands. And then from here, curl the toes underneath, so you're stretching your fascia here, and then just sink back down slightly. Walk those hands, one handprint forwards. I'm not sitting straight back onto my heels. And then I'm going to come forward, lift my knees off, over to my hands. So make sure you're really engaging your abdominals here, and then come back, knees go down, bottom back, and coming forwards, knees off, look down at your mat, just about the tip of your mat at the top there, and then bend the knees, let them drop to the mat, come back. We've got one more, coming forward, lifting up. Now then, see if we can go a little bit quicker, but we're not going to let those knees touch the floor. We bend the knees, we push into the hands, and we come forward. We bend the knees, push into the hand. If you prefer it, with the knees touching on the mat, that's absolutely fine. Let's just do one more. Make sure those shoulders are not lifting up by your ears. And forward. Hold it there. And then drop the knees. Keep the hands where they are. Sit back. And then pop the left hand on top of the right hand and sit back. You might not get your bottom on your heels, that's fine. I want you to feel that stretch in the shoulder blade area. And then let's go the other side. Right hand on top of left. Sink back. Breathing out. And then come back to all fours. Take your left hand, pop the back of the left hand onto the mat and slide through. We've done this before in some videos of mine. Reach that arm forward and then slide it back. And do it again. Slide that arm through that hole underneath the right arm. And slowly back. And let's do that one more time. Reach it away. This time we're going to stay here. Put your ear onto the mat. And then can you press the other hand on top? You've got a lovely rotation going on here. Put that hand back onto the mat. And slowly come up. We have to do the other side. Back of the right arm. Push it through. This might be a little bit tight to start. That's why we're doing just 3. We're not holding it there for too long, and then we're slowly coming back up. Move it over a bit, Julie. And again, slide it through. Hold it there for a couple of seconds, and coming back up. Last one. This is where we're going to hold it there. Put your right ear on the mat. Put your left hand on top of the right hand. Really feel that rotation, openness of the scapula. And bring that hand back, all the way, all the way, all the way. And then just wiggle your bum. Just realign that spine. Let's take the right hand away and pop your right foot where your right hand was. And then come up to a kneeling position. And you're going to look straight ahead. Okay, I'm in my lounge gear, so I feel a bit baggy today. So you're going to reach forward, but make sure your knee doesn't go over your toe. Make sure the knee goes straight into a right angle. So that might mean taking the back knee back a little bit. So we're going to go forward into this position, and then back, not touching the floor. Engage those abdominals. Push that air behind you, flex that foot, stretch the hamstring, and forward with those arms. flex that foot. One more time, forward. Take those arms forward, reach, reach, reach. And back. Flexing the foot. And then put the hands down. Pop the left foot where the left hand was. Coming up to this position. So you've got this is your starting position. So let's see how this side goes. Reaching forwards. Lovely stretch in your hip flexor there. And then coming back. Engage those abdominals. Might be a little bit wobbly. You might need to, if you've got bad knees, just pop a towel underneath your knees or a baby cushion. And then forward. Reach with those fingers. And back. Flexing the feet. Lovely stretch in your hamstring. And forward. Last one. And back. Holding it there. Holding it there. Holding it there. And release. Coming up onto your knees. So that might mean just bringing your mat to double thickness if you want to. Okay, let's hold it here and let's cross our hands across the chest. Okay, we're going to put a chin into the chest and as though you're doing a roll down. So I don't want you to sit back. We're just going to roll down in this position. Okay, just go as far as you feel you can go without sitting back. And then come back up. Inhale the arms all the way up to the ceiling and link the hands together and stick the back of the hands onto the ceiling. Really reach up. And then come out and cross the hands again. Move away from that wall. And chin into chest. Do not sit back. Engage the abdominals. Round that spine. Just to where you feel comfortable. And then coming back up. Taking those arms out to the side. Linking the hands together. Stick the hands on top of the ceiling. And then we're in this position here. It's better to show you this way round. You're going to drop your right arm down. Reach over with your left. Take it back up to the centre. And then drop your right arm down, left arm. If I'm mirroring you, forgot that. And coming back up. Link those hands always at the top there. Let's see if we can keep the hands linked and take your stretch with both arms. So you're pulling slightly more on your right arm. And then you're pulling slightly more on your left arm. But there's nothing happening in the lower part of the body. Keep those lips square. And then release down. And then you're going to come back onto the mat. Stretch my mat out a little bit here. And we are going to come to this position here. So a small V. And again, if it's easier, just bend your knees slightly. So pop your hands in the middle of the floor and let's just go swimming. So reaching the arms forward, lifting up, breaststroke, swim, coming up to the centre. And again, forward, slide those hands, take those arms away, coming up to centre. Last one. Forward. Take those arms away, arms out, and centre. Over the right leg now. Take those legs away. Now then, the left butt cheek stays on that mat. You might only be able to get to here, that's absolutely fine. But make sure there's nothing happening in the feet. They're staying totally still. So reaching forwards, sliding back. Other leg, reaching forwards, No lifting of this side now. And bring it back. And over to the right. Slide. Now can you pop the outside, put your right hand on the outside of your right foot and then reach that arm forward and then reach it up and over your head. So you've got a slight twist there. If you don't like that, then just stay in this position. It just opens up the chest a little bit more. And then slide it back up. Last one. Just stay with what we did before if you want to, or just hook that left hand on the outside of that left foot and just open up slightly, looking underneath that arm. And bring it back down. Slide those arms back. Last stretch now. So I'm going to do it slightly on the diagonal so you can see. Right leg goes over the left. Left arm hugs the right knee. And we twist and we pull that knee in as much as we can. We twist, 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 twist. We look over our shoulder, but we're not sinking down. We're lifting and holding it there. Then we're going to keep lifted as we change legs. We do not sink down. Stay lifted. Bring the knee in. Hug it in as much as you can. Look over that left shoulder. And bring it back to the centre. And release. Coming back onto the mat. Rolling back down. And we're in the same position as we were to start off this little video. So I want you to see what shoulder bridge is like now. So bring your heels a little bit nearer to you and just go straight up into your shoulder bridge. And this should feel really nice and fluid. If you were feeling a little bit sticky earlier, this should feel really nice and relaxed and mobile. Let's do one more. And exhale, peel the spine off. Let's see what it's like if you take your arms up to the ceiling. Can they easily touch the floor now? Maybe they couldn't before. And then as the back goes back down into the mat, the arms naturally come up above the head. Bring that right knee in to just feel a little bit nicer. Stretch that other leg away. And other knee in. Stretch that other leg away. And how are your hip circles? These should feel lovely now. One more. And then come up to a seated position. And you're done. Well done, everybody.